Hello friend, welcome to Marine Engineering Hub. This is your narrator, Chief Engineer Ravi Gupta. Today we will talk about FONAR, Fuel Oil Non-Ability Report. In today's video, try to learn that what is a FONAR, Fuel Oil Non-Ability Report, and what action you should take if you try to procure the compliant fuel but not able to do that. So friends, today's video is going to be interesting. I want to tell you that after watching the video, you will have a clear knowledge of how to report the fuel oil non-ability report. So let's start the today video of fuel oil non-ability. So this fuel oil non-ability report is been mentioned in Marpol Annex VI Regulation 18. Basically it says that you should try to promote that you should try to first procure the complying fuel. But if you are not able to procure the complying fuel, in that case you should inform your flag state. Why? Now suppose you are planning to move from northern sea. You are planning to move from northern sea to the USA. Okay. Now you are coming to a port of Houston, suppose, or you are coming to a New York, suppose here New York. You are coming to a port of New York and you are trying to procure a compliant fuel, but due to certain reason are not able to procure. So you have to inform your flag state so that when you enter the USA area, they should not the PSC or other waiting or other port authority do not come on board for the inspection. So that is the first thing it say. After that, whenever you are moving from one port to other, you should make sure that suppose you are moving from point A to point B. The voyage is such that you are coming from point A to point B. Now in this voyage only you have to see that what are the options you are left from where you can take the compliant fuel. You should not deviate your voyage like this and then come to this. Whatever your voyage route is, that you should maintaining that you have to see whether you can procure the compliant fuel or not. Because suppose you have a certain port where you can procure a compliant fuel, you don't have to divert it and make it like this A, B, C. You have to maintain that same voyage and you have to procure the compliant fuel. Now if the fuel supplied on board is not compliant, then what you will do? Now suppose, as you know, as per VLSFO, you should outside the EKD you should burn having sulfur content of 0.5. But if suppose the fuel supplied of sulfur content 0.6, then it is non-compliant. In that case what you will do? First you have to see who is the local supplier. After that you have to take the action against the local supplier by seeing the bunker delivery note. If in bunker delivery note it is mentioned that it is 0.5, but when you have sent the sample for sample analysis and it is coming 0.6, in that case you should inform your flag state along with the company, which will with the help of the IMO will try to reach the bunker supplier and he will ultimately debunker the fuel. So basically this is the way you should take the action. Now if you are entering a American area, then how you have to report? So they say that suppose you are moving to a American port. Suppose you are moving to a American port. In that case, before entering the ECA area, suppose you are coming to a New York or suppose you are coming to Houston. If you are coming to New York and before entering the ECA area 96 hours before, it means that suppose that is a 200 nautical mile you have to change over. So basically before entering the ECA area 96 hours before, you have to inform the United States that you are not able to procure the compliant fuel and they will take the action accordingly. Okay, now let's see how the fuel oil non-ability report look like. Now as you know that fuel oil non-ability talks about what thing? First it say that you have to make sure that you apply for a compliant fuel, but if you are not able to get the compliant fuel, you have to make arrangement such that you can get compliant from other party. But if you are still not able to get that, then you have to inform the respective flag state along with the authority where you are going, and after that you have to prepare a fuel oil non-ability report. The fuel oil non-ability report look like this. First you have to put all the particulars of ship. After that, the description of the voice, from where you are coming, next port is called of is what is your destination, all that, departure, arrival, all that you have to fill. After that, you have to put that what is the location at time which you, when you find out that you are not able to procure. After that, when you are entering the country, means if you are entering any ICA area, then when you are entering. After that, when you are expect to exit it, and after that you have to whatever sulfur content you are operating and you are gonna use. So that all detail you have to fill. Now suppose, as you know, outside the ICA area we are allowed to use 0.5% of VLSFO, but inside the ICA area you are allowed to use only 0.1 sulfur content LSMG or that. So they say that you have to provide that what action, that is very important, what action you have taken to attempt to procure the compliant fuel before entering the country. Now suppose, as I told you, if you want to enter the New York and you are subjected to take a compliant fuel from here, but you are not able to get. Now suppose you are coming from northern sea to the New York and you are trying to procure a compliant fuel in New York, but you are not able to get, then as per the authority requirement you have to inform them. Now different authority, like suppose Indian authority will have different requirement, American authority have different requirement, South American authority have different requirement. So likewise, North American authorities have the requirement that you should inform them at least 96 hours before entering the ICA area along with the flag state. So first you have to make all the attempt to take the compliant fuel. Now suppose there is a 5 party in New York which supply compliant fuel. Now you have talked with the party A and you find out that A is unable to supply a compliant fuel. So you have to talk with the B, C, D and E. Means you have to talk all the other party and see whether you can procure or not. Even though the price is different, that is not a concern. You have to procure first compliant fuel. After that, you write all the supplier name and email whom you have contacted and who they are not able to supply, because it's a very big issue. It's an issue where country sole responsibility is that they have promised that they are supplying compliant fuel and they have given certain certification to the registered supplier, bunker supplier, and if they are not able to procure and if they come to know through you, it's the type of a same thing. So they don't want to take a same, so therefore they will try to resolve it. After that, in case of fuel supply disruption, you have to put all the name of port, email address, all the detail you have to put. And if you have operational constraint, then you have to put all the detail that where the non-compliant fuel having bunker and what are the quantity. After that, what are the operational constraints which prevented you from taking, and when you are planning to obtain the compliant fuel. Means what it means to say? It means to say that okay, you think you are coming to New York and you have contacted all the party and they have told no, we don't have. So you have contacted a party which are near the New York who are supplying the compliant fuel. So first you go there, discharge your thing, and after that here your voyage end. Now your next voyage is from here to here. Now you can put in your voyage plan and you can take from here your compliant fuel. So that is it talking about that when you are planning to obtain the compliant fuel. Now after that you have to say whether you have encountered this problem previously or not, and finally the detail of all the master name and of all the company. So this is how it look like, fuel oil non-availability report. Friends, if you think in today's video you have learned something, then please do like, please subscribe, and if you want to watch the video which are yet to be released, then please join the membership. Thank you friends.